challenge, but that's a good one used by Chris Weems. I think you use it either way, and it's successfully used. More importantly, to get the 2 points on the board.
How about Kuminga being the one bringing it up against the full court pressure?
6'8", 222, uber skilled. Kuminga gets it deep and scores again. He's
closing moments of what has been an impressive performance by Erie, really from the jump, and Nix throws it for Kuminga.
He runs the floor, he moves his feet well. A team is going to find a place for him.
Riller, his pass goes off the rim. Now a run out. Kuminga.
With the footwork, the shot fakes.
Kuminga from the foul line.
Kobe Simmons is solid. You know, he just chugs along throughout the whole game. You'll look up and then he'll have a nice stat line at the end. When you watch him play, you do get confused to what's not allowing him to get to the next step or the next level, because he looks great out there right now. And he's like, okay, if y'all are going to give me a layup, I'll take it.
He's a native of Fairbanks, Alaska. Oh!
Defense, they were all clapping, and that's contagious. That type of energy on the team, it carries over.
Simmons having himself a nice game. 24 points after that three.
Simmons has been great today.
Hits a three inside and laying it home.
Yeah, and the two guys we talked about at the top, Vernon Carey Jr. and Schofield. Carey Jr. found Schofield on the cut.
Vernon Carey Jr., 22 points, 10 rebounds per game, fourth of the G League in scoring.
Of his early attempts.
And he's a guy, if he gets it going early, he could have it going all game long. Big Sky's all-time leading scorer at Montana State.
Kuminga stepping back, and Iggy Brazdeikis getting all the way in. Be interesting to see where Todd lands up in the draft, depending on who you read when. Has him on a wide variety of slots.
The next level, I'm excited to see Todd develop.
And just to complete the thought on Jalen Green, 4 first-half assists. He's been a willing passer in the opening half. Three-second difference between game and shot clock. Jonathan Kuminga, hesitation, and canning.
Disruptive on the defensive end. A couple of possessions where they've gotten a steal or forced a turnover and gotten out to get an easy one.
On the season, Ignite averaging more turnovers than assists per game. Jonathan Kuminga to the aforementioned Dacian Nix, who had a birthday performance for the ages over the weekend with 25 points, who's had the quick trigger. Nix running the show and finding Kuminga. Watch there by Jared Utoff. Kuminga spinning, leaning in, and a nice finish. Kuminga on the drive, working his way in, finishing off glass.
On their back because of the level of attention they're getting, the money that, you know, the guys are being paid, you know, on this Ignite team. And so there are a lot of factors for why team reason. He said he is so enjoying this opportunity to work with young guys, and you see his leadership and his coaching as you watch the game, and they're Ignite. It's going to be interesting to see how some of these young guys in particular respond. This is definitely the biggest challenge they've had up until this point of their undefeated season.
2 statistical storylines that we established at the start have both been in Erie's favor. Of health and safety protocols. So those individuals missed the first 2 games. They got them back for the third. Iowa making some roster adjustments as well, and the lineup has...
They're in the NBA now, and it's great to see them. And I actually had a couple G League reps in my debut NBA game, and that was cool to see.
Close to 80% of the current officiating all these teams down to Florida to play a season.
Yeah, well, that was the #1 main goal as soon as COVID hit, and we were just glad to, work with the league and put together a season. The players wanted to play, and we wanted to get Ignite some exposure, so we've had a couple of those. Ignite had a bunch of them in the first half, but the careless turnovers now coming to the 9:05.
Ignite doing a good job of curtailing their turnover output. By Green, and this is Brandon Ashley trying to clean it up. But he'll kick it out for a three-point trigger by Jonathan Kuminga. That does not hit iron.
Now it's going to be challenging for Ignite to get shots at the rim in the half court because Moses. Excited to see how this group in particular works together with Kuminga, Green, Nix all on the floor at the same time. Eski realizing that he had two defenders. They didn't go all the way in for the trap, just a soft kind of double there, and he knew someone had
set for Ignite. All the way in. Pull up Kulu today, scores out of the timeout.
Well, Randall seems to be particularly active when he's got the young man Jalen Green guarding him. He has been taking it at him.
A couple of rings, actually 3 of them as a player during the Lakers three-peat from 2000 to 2002, and a couple more as an assistant coach in 09 and in 10.
Hands, especially when they're coming out of high school where majority of the time they had the ball on the offensive end. And Brian Shaw was talking about that with us as well, just about the guys knowing when to screen, how to screen, when to cut.
Kuminga, not able to finish there. Axel Toupon wearing 66, the French national, and there's Kuminga. Players trained in Walnut Creek, California, from the East Bay, San Francisco. And Brian Shaw was telling us for the first time in like 35 years, he's been able to work 18 games to impress and improve on their draft stock.
They don't have as many minutes on the game, but they're going to be in more NBA-like situations, especially end-of-game situations, time and score, advancing the basketball, those type of things, going against NBA talent every night. At which point he took a step and threw the fish about 20 yards, not realizing you just have to gently put the fish back into the water. So that's my favorite story so far from the bubble.
He threw a 4-seamer out there as Kuminga, 17-point lead for Ignite. Short. You heard Mannion call out short that time. Kuminga takes it. Give it a good one. 8-point game. See what Brian Shaw drew up out of the timeout. This is Jonathan Kuminga. Spins by Toupon, got the contact and